What's up, everybody? Mark with Coffee&Toys here, bringing you another Masters of the Universe Origins unboxing and review. Today we got a good one, folks. This is the latest Mattel's creation that is not a massive playset, which you might see sitting right behind me, hidden out of view. That's another video for another time. But today's is a Mattel exclusive that is a crossover set between everybody's bony friend and VeeFriends. And if you're not familiar with VeeFriends, we'll talk about it in a minute. But today we have, for unboxing, Skeletor crossover with the VeeFriends Skilled Skeleton. Let's talk about it. So Mattel Creations has done a crossover with the brand VeeFriends, which is a product of social media entrepreneur, #1 New York Times bestseller, Gary Vaynerchuk. So if you're not familiar with him, he goes by Gary V. You can find his YouTube videos. You can find plenty of stuff about this guy. But one of his creations is VeeFriends. And the whole premise behind VeeFriends is kind of like, hey, a way to get kids to imagine and learn skills and all that kind of fun stuff, you know, with compelling stories and all that stuff. And anyway, it's kind of neat. But Mattel has done a crossover with VeeFriends to produce this exclusive set. Now this set, I believe, is sold out on Mattel Creations, so if you didn't get a chance to pick up one yourself, you might be out of luck now, but hey, that's why we're reviewing it on this channel. So with that being said, welcome. I'm Mark, I'm with Coffee&Toys, and what I do is I am a action figure collector, mostly of products from my childhood, so Masters of the Universe, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Transformers, wrestling, you name it. If it was something I played with in the 80s and 90s, I've probably got it somewhere in this room. But what I do is I will review the figure, I'll look at it in the box, we'll talk about it, what it looks like, and then we'll get it out of the box, we'll accessorize it, and then we'll do some comparisons where necessary, and I'll let you know if I thought it was a decent pickup or if I should have passed on it and what my recommendations are to you, the viewer. But before we get into that, if you could just smash that like button, it really helps out the channel, makes YouTube want to promote these videos even more, helps my channel grow, and I really appreciate it. But after you smash that like button, thank you very much for doing it. Let's go over and check out the Mattel Creations Skeletor crossover with VeeFriends Masters Universe Origins. And here we have it. We have the Masters of the Universe crossover VeeFriends Skeletor and Skilled Skeleton 2-pack. And I love this presentation box. It's so funny. I like that we have the old school Skeletor look, the true bony face. And I love that the Skilled Skeleton and him are actually making this heart-shaped design. It's very cute. It's very fun. And yeah, I just love the artwork. It looks fantastic. And speaking of this front box, it does, we'll show it apart, we'll show it in a minute, it does slide apart, presents very well. But if we look at the top, we do see that we get a little blurb on each one of them. We get the evil Lord of Destruction wields the darkest power in the universe, the Havoc magic. Will it corrupt Skilled Skeleton and turn him into Skeletor's merciless minion? And then we have Skilled Skeleton. This bony bro radiates the power of friendship. But can he really help Skeletor change his ways and become a leader for good? So of course you can see right here how each brand plays into it. You have the Lord of Destruction Skeletor and the VeeFriends Skilled Skeleton. They're gonna go, you know, looks like right now, it looks like with this little heart design that Skilled Skeleton might be getting the best of Skeletor and turning him towards a life of good. But that being said, if we spin around the side, we do see we have a beautiful picture of Snake Mountain. Looks very close to what it was in the cartoon. I love that. And looking on the other side, we see just a little bit of a wraparound. You can see Skilled Skeleton's hand on Skeletor's back, and very cool. But what I wanted to say, although it looks like Skeletor might be becoming a little friendlier, if we spin it around to the back, we see quite the opposite. It looks like they're using the Havoc magic together, the Skilled Skeleton and Skeletor working together. And of course, up in the corner, we do have that Masters of the Universe logo with the VeeFriends logo. And yeah, very, very cool. If we look at the bottom real quick, we do see we get the legalese, we get the VeeFriends, 2023 VeeFriends, contents, 2 figures, 12 accessories made in Vietnam. And like I said, if I set this back here for us to review, the best thing about this package really is the presentation. If you actually can pull it apart, just like this, and I believe it stops. Maybe it does. Oh, it does stop. Okay, perfect. So you can actually display it just like this. And you can see down here we have Skeletor, Evil Lord of Destruction, and Skilled Skeleton, Companion of Kindness. And we can see that it's just wonderful looking in the box. I don't know why Skeletor has this accessory. This must be something to do with the VeeFriends. And then on the top, we do have some really cute artwork up here of them. Oh, it's starting to fall out. We do have some cute artwork here of them riding on a land shark and then holding each other, setting, which I assume is the back picture of what this would have been. But very, very cool. Very, very fun. As you can see, one of the other things I pointed out as this started actually slipping out. This is a fully, it does completely slide out, so you could actually put the figures back in the package when you're done and leave it for display. It's that collector friendly packaging. So it's very cool. You can see it's just going to slide out, but let's do this. Let me go ahead and get them out of the package, and then we'll come back. We'll talk about the figures, and I'll show you what the package looks like once I took it out. And just before we get into reviewing the figures, I did want to show you what it looked like behind the package, because we do get some very cartoon-esque looking background to this, which looks very nice. You can see over on this corner we do have Castle Grayskull, we have Snake Mountain, and we have these crazy wicked trees, and I really like the presentation art. And yeah, and then like I mentioned, it is just a slip cover front case that goes across that, so you could actually make a really cool diorama if you wanted to. You could probably get two MOTU figures to fit in here if you want to make them look like they were fighting in front of Snake Mountain or Castle Grayskull. I just wanted to show that off real quick, and then again, you can just close it right back up like that. You can put your figures back into the tray and display them. But yeah, let's move on now to actually reviewing the figures. Okay, you can see I have gotten both Skeletor and Skilled Skeleton out of their packages. And yeah, first impressions of these figures is that the Skeletor is an exact duplicate, not an exact duplicate, but is the exact same figure mold as the I'll get to that in a minute. This Skeletor is actually a complete reuse, 100% reuse of the cartoon Masters of the Universe Skeletor, which a lot of you are getting right now. So if you've already gotten that Skeletor, this particular Skeletor is 100% the same mold, same weapons, nothing different other than a few things that I'm going to go over now. And the primary one that you may or may not be able to tell is that this Skeletor has a purple metallic sheen to it, and all the way down to the boots actually. He has a metallic sheen, he has some more accessories, and even his accessories are metallicized, as well as alternate faces. So this is a typical MOTU figure. It's got all the articulation we'd expect, got a boot cut, got knee bends, hip joints, waist, elbows, wrist, arm, head. And again, we've got that very nice metallic sheen, and I'll zoom in so you can see it's very nice. I actually really like this. And that is the reason I got this figure, is because I'm like, ooh, it looks different. And then we quickly were told that the cartoon versions were coming out afterwards. And I was like, wow, I really hope this 2-pack actually does a little bit different. And they did. They gave us this nice metallic sheen to the figure. And you can see it's all the way around the figure. They did not hold back with that purple metallic plastic. Looks very, very nice. Now, with that being said, I'll go ahead and zoom this back out, get Skeletor to stand up. And our skilled skeleton friend, on the other hand, does not like to stand up very well. He's very top heavy, as you can see, and you can probably imagine. Very cute looking. I do enjoy this. This is kind of just like a little Skeletor minion in my book. And he does have quite a bit of articulation. Just looking at the figure, he does have, although it's tight, he does have bends at the ankle. There you go. He does bend at the hip. Trying to display it. It's very tight on this figure, but the ankles are essentially rocker ankles with the up and down bend. He has hip movement. He has no elbow joint, but he does have a wrist joint that moves. And then he does bend at the actual shoulder. And then, of course, he's got a head movement as well. He is done also in that very, very nice metallic purple. Zooming in on him a little bit, you can see it goes all the way down. And this figure does, that is right, if you were guessing it, he does indeed glow in the dark. I have a natural light coming into my office right now, so I can't turn off the lights, but I did take him into the other room just after holding him in the light for a few seconds, and he glows very brightly. So it looks very cool to see that. And the rib, there, you can kind of see it if I do this little number. Not a whole bunch, but it does glow pretty bright and does make for a fun extra accessory. Now, I will also say, I thought it would be worthwhile trying to see if Skeletor's head would glow, because I thought that would have been a neat feature. Unfortunately, the head and the alternate portraits do not glow. I think that might have been the only missed opportunity I can see in this set so far. And he just does not want to stand up. Now, I will say this. He does have peg holes in his feet. So I imagine, let's just find out real quick. I do have some stands over here. Let's just see if he fits on one of these. These are ringside collectible stands. It looks like he does. So yes, he will fit on one of these stands. But again, look, his head is so heavy. Even then, he falls over. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with old Skilled Skeleton at the moment. He'll just have to kind of relax right there. But as I'm always prone to say, Skeletor and Skilled Skeleton are more than just the figures themselves. They do come with a number of accessories, and we will start with the Skilled Skeleton, who, depending on how you look at it, he does come with a few sets of alternate hands. He gets a single left I love you hand. And as you can see, they are just pegs that pop right in. Oh, I lied. He actually does have two. One for each two I love you hands. Or if you like Gene Simmons, he is rocking out. And then he comes with a flat, or I guess I should say palm open right hand and left hand as well. So there's the left and there's the right. Now, I said you could also technically say that he comes with the power sword because it is packaged on his side of the display. And this this power sword rather, is done in that same metallic purple. So it's very, very nice, and I do like it. But obviously, I'm going to give it to Skeletor because it is Skeletor's weapon. Speaking of Skeletor, moving on, Skeletor also comes with the Havoc Staff. And again, this is the same Havoc Staff that comes along with the standard Masters of the Universe Origins cartoon version of the figure, but the staff itself is done in that purple metallic paint. And then Skeletor comes with some alternate hands himself. I think the big ones are these, I'm going to call them grippy hands until you turn them around, and that's right. Skeletor's making a heart. I might display him like that. I'm not going to lie to you folks. So he does come with that alternate hand, and then he also comes with not an I love you, but a rock on hand. And this is probably my favorite hand accessory for Skeletor. Maybe I'm lying. Maybe I'm actually going to display him throwing the horns up, getting a little Dio action in there. And then finally, and again, this might actually be Skilled Skeletons. I don't know. This is a chain necklace with the VeeFriends logo on it. It's all plastic, cast in a silver plastic. It was on Skeletor, but it could very well be Skilled Skeleton. So if you know anything about VeeFriends, should I be displaying this on Skeletor, or should I display this on the Skilled Skeleton? Let me know in the comments below. And then finally, we do get two alternate face portraits for Skeletor. We do get I would call this a surprised look. I wouldn't call it happy. He's definitely got his mouth open, but his eyes are kind of going downward. So I would call it a surprised look. And as you can see, there's just a peg in the back. And I'll make sure to throw up the alternate configurations. And then finally, we do have one other one that is more of a, I don't know if he's trying to smile or what exactly, but it is kind of fun. I'll see if I can zoom in anymore. But it is kind of a fun little extra face. I enjoy that they gave us these extra options. And just so you guys can see it, because I know I'd want to see it if I was watching a review. And I have not taken these off. I assume I can just pop this plate off. Yep, I felt my fingernail get behind there. That's terrifying. What's interesting is if you actually look at it, it looks like a Skeletor face anyway. That's kind of wild looking. But yeah, so you can pop on any one of these other faces and they just snap right on it. That's actually pretty funny. I like that. So yeah, pretty cool stuff right there. So I'll go ahead and put Skeletor back up here. He's got that face on. And of course, they do come with a Masters of the Universe mini comic. Friendship is Havoc. And if we flip through this, I'm not going to take time to read the whole thing. But you can see it's a typical MOTU comic. We see it. He's saying, "Mwahaha." And then it looks like the skilled skeleton is going to come in. And it looks like him and Skeletor are going to have a pretty fun time. That's pretty funny right there. My dark doppelganger. A lesson I shall teach him indeed. Oh my, that's absolutely terrifying. Looks like He-Man's going to show up. And Skeletor is going to take off. And yeah, and if on the back we have the Masters of the Universe VeeFriends crossover. We have VeeFriends 2023 VeeFriends. So yeah, let me go ahead and get these guys accessorized and we'll do a quick comparison and then my final thoughts on these figures. Okay, I do have these figures partially accessorized. First thing to report is that the power sword, although displayed on Skilled Skeleton side, the power sword does not fit in his hands. There is not enough opening to actually press it. His hands are about kind of like this and they won't really hold the power sword. So I was a little bit disappointed, but I did, in lieu of that, decide to give him the VeeFriends necklace. Really simple. That head's just on a peg. You pop it right off, slid it over the neck peg, and pop the head back on. And yeah, over here I did give Skeletor throwing up the horns, gave him the Havoc staff in the other hand, and of course I will have some alternate images up there so you can see what they look like with a different configuration. But overall, I am happy that I purchased this set, and I do want to take a moment to do a comparison with the current version of Skeletor that has been released. So if the Skilled Skeleton will be so kind as to step off to the side, I'm going to bring in the regular edition of Skeletor as seen in the cartoon series. Oops, sorry folks, didn't mean to hit the... So you can see that purple distinction here with the darker metallic purple and the lighter purple of the figures. Otherwise, the figure's buck is exactly the same. It's the exact same figure, just with a different loadout. And one thing I didn't ever test was if this Skeletor head could actually come off this one, because that would be very interesting. Oops. And I don't believe you can. I believe it's glued in place. Yes, it is glued in place, so you cannot take that Skeletor face plate off. But you can see that you can indeed take this faceplate off, as I showed earlier. And quite honestly, if you're not a big crossover fan, you don't like VeeFriends, there's probably not really a reason for you to pick this up unless you just really like Skeletor. Skeletor's one of my favorite cartoon villains of the 80s. And I love this metallic purple. I think it looks fantastic. So this will actually wind up being the Skeletor I display. This guy will wind up going into storage. And the VeeFriend, who knows what I'll do with it. Maybe I'll let my son play with it, or maybe he'll stay on the shelf somewhere just as a kooky little extra thing. But otherwise, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Make sure you like and comment and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification, set to all notifications. I got a few videos coming out every week. I do top 10s, comic book reviews, and I've got Eternia coming up. That's right, you saw it in the opening intro. I did get my Eternia set. I just have to find time to get the damn thing unboxed and, the video put together. That thing is massive, but I'm so excited to bring you that review as soon as possible. Otherwise, yeah, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. I'm Mark. You've been watching Coffee with Toys, and I'll see you later.